Now, this value stream mapping, we are going to have two parts. And I have shared the PDF of this entire module of Acme case study. And then next, I will share the PDF of an adhesive manufacturing company, which is a multinational where we had consulted. I had hidden some confidentiality, but the numbers are representative. Zoom made me forced to come to Windows. Okay, I didn't have any options. So Zoom is after 11 years, I'm just coming back to Windows. But I think the PowerPoint, what I had used 10 years back versus Keynote, now the PowerPoint in Windows is amazing. So I'm able to appreciate the advances that they have made. Coming back to this subject. So it has got 4 modules. I'm just a little bit struggling with the keys because they're command keys here, control keys, and that's the only thing that I'm struggling. And also the pinch and zoom is, this trackpad of Mac is not suiting Windows. Anybody who is familiar with this, you can help me. If you have used the trackpad of Mac in Windows, if you've used, now Zoom has got a new feature, okay? Earlier, we didn't know who was annotating, who was scribbling. Yeah, control plus and control minus is working. I know that, but tracking pad pinching and expanding is something that I'm very used to. Okay, here I'm trying to do like this, it's not zooming. Anyway, so we have 4 modules. Let's see what each of these modules contain. So we will talk about the learning outcomes. We will have discussions about the current state, discussions about what is future state. We will get into the definition of what is upstream and downstream. We will talk about what is value stream and the flow rule, the rule of flow, and the 8 ways we will recap. That is module 1. What is there in module 2? Module 2 will dive deep into the key stages of value stream mapping, and we will talk about selection of product families, product design versus process characteristics, and then we'll give some examples of products versus process characteristic. Then we will go into product process matrix. Then we will see how to map the current state, what are the mapping icons. And in the mapping icons, just remember there are 3 types of icons. One is material flow icons, information flow icons, and general icons. We use some visual control to represent on the map. So we have some icons for material flow, icons for information flow, and general icons. Then I'll introduce the book Learning to See. Module number 3 consists of the current state mapping of Acme. In the current state mapping, there are different chart with the customer, map the process detail data boxes, then complete the inventory details, include all the material flows, include the information flows, add the timelines, and identify the Kaizen burst. Then in module 4, we will talk about future state mapping. Future state mapping, there are a lot of components in the future state mapping. Then we will see the implementation map, recalculate the lead time, and we'll compare between the current state versus future state and draw some conclusions. So that will bring the end of this case study. Let's see the components of the future state mapping. How do you develop a future state? How do you calculate the tag time? And we have to decide whether we have to build it to supermarket or shipping. What do I mean by this? Let me there's a small typo here. Like, for example, if you are ordering a burger, the burger, when you order, do they give the burger straight away from finished goods, or do they give the burger, after the order, he will start making the burger? How do you see the burger coming? If you order a burger, would they give from ready-made burger, they'll just heat it up and give, or start preparing right from the beginning, the bread, the baking and all that from the thing. After ordering, the bread is ready. Okay, pizza, how do they do? Half cooked. Now we are getting into from where do we start first in, first out? Where do we build inventory? Where do we start first in, first out? This discussion I'm having because this is something which people will find difficult to understand. Where do we start first in, first out? Till what time point that we will have the inventory? Till what point we'll have the inventory? And after that, it will be first in, first out. in case of idlis and dosas. Atta, it's a dough, okay, batter. Okay, in case of chapatis, yeah, it's a atta or dough, or in case of idlis, it's a batter. But before that, there is a lot of processes before that, but we just hold the inventory at level. After that, it is first in, first out. So this is called as pacemaker process. That is called as a pacemaker process. That's what we are talking about. Decide to build the inventory, the shipping stage or the same. Suppose if you order a coffee, from where do they start? If you order a tea, where do they start? Coffee, tea, we know as soon as you order, he will start manufacturing. Sometimes you have tea in the kettle, that is different. I'm just thinking of, suppose if you order a samosa, would he start preparing the samosa, or if he'll give it from finished goods? Samosa. Only fry it. Yeah, so it's almost a finished good inventory. He will just make sure. So the point that I'm trying to drive here is, depending upon your business, you can decide to have in the finished goods. Like for example, I consult a large organization called Everyday Industries. They're all straight away go into the finished goods, and from finished goods only. So MTO, we call it made to order and made to stocks and stuff like that. But then in your operations, based on your operation, you need to decide whether you should have it in the finished. Suppose if it is samosa, probably you will have it in the finished good. If it is biscuits, for example, you have the bakery, right? The bakery stuff, the sweets that you keep it in the stall, they are all in the finished goods, right? As soon as somebody orders and takes it, then he makes another batches and refills it. That is, decide to build to shipping. If it is in between, that is called as a pacemaker process. You can have it supermarkets anywhere in between. Explore the areas of continuous flow, calculate the lead time versus value adding time, and decide where the production is scheduled, which we spoke about. Find how the production is leveled. Production will be leveled. What does it mean? What it means is all of them have to work in the same rhythm in order to complete. Otherwise, if one works faster than the other, the person who works faster, I'll repeat what I said. You have process A, B, C. If all the processes work 60-second process A, 60-second process B, 60-second process C. So if everything is 60 seconds as cycle time, okay, process A, process B, process C, what will be the output per hour? Yeah, output per hour will be 60. Suppose process A is 60, process B is 30 seconds, process C is 60 seconds. What will be the output per hour? Process A is 60, process B is 30, and process C is 60 seconds. Okay, what will be the output per hour? We know that we are disconnected in what we are thinking. So always remember, the output is decided by the slowest process. So suppose if process A is 45 seconds, process B is 30 seconds, and process C is 60 seconds. What is the output per hour? I'm starting with basic mathematics, okay? Process A is 45 seconds, process B is 30 seconds, and process C is 60. Again, output is decided by the slowest process, which is 60 seconds. So 60 would be the output. And this is called as line balancing. We have to make sure if something is very slow, okay, which means it takes a lot of time, that is the cycle time as we call, and now that cycle time you need to reduce so that all the processes are leveled and scheduled. We'll still talk more about this. So I just gave some feelers to see how people think about these timings.